Rounding out our 6 core principal awardees, please welcome Churchill Dow's Executive Vice President and General Counsel, Brad Blackwell.
Good evening. Tonight I represent Churchill Downs Incorporated and the Muhammad Ali Center, 2 institutions right here in Louisville who are known around the world for inspiring greatness, whether it's the greatest race or the greatest of all time. On behalf of both, it is an honor to present tonight's award for spirituality to Richa Gupta. Richa is an educator and social entrepreneur. She is co-founder and CEO of Labhya Foundation, a globally recognized nonprofit that has pioneered the well-being movement in India for children. Labhya has worked with the government to introduce a well-being and mindfulness program into the daily curriculum of public schools in India. This program has not only helped children, but it has empowered teachers to truly make a difference. Currently, the program impacts 2.4 million underserved children. But get this, by 2030, Richa wants to make sure that 30 million children have access to these skills. Now stop and think about not just the impact on that many children, but the potential impact that many children can have on our world. This is exactly in line with the Muhammad Ali Center's vision and mission to foster change and inspire generations of change makers. Richa got her start as a teacher in low-income communities across India. She worked with education nonprofits like Teach for India and Teach for All. She has served as a Harvard Fellow in multiple fields, currently serves on numerous boards and organizations, including UNICEF India, and was recognized by the United Nations as a young leader for Sustainable Development Goals, which focus on addressing the world's most pressing issues. Now please welcome to the stage the 2024 award winner for spirituality, Richa Gupta.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the Ali family and the Ali Center for this incredible honor. Before I begin, I invite you all to close your eyes and take one deep, mindful breath with me. Thank you. This, taking one mindful breath a day, is a privilege that most vulnerable children in the world don't have. This was one of my first learnings as a 16-year-old educator. From teaching in low-income classrooms in India for many years, I can tell you countless stories. But one of the most crucial lessons I learned was that there is a big difference between me teaching and children actually learning. While I was trying to make my classrooms engaging and fun, I observed that most of my children were going through a lot, and a lot was happening to them on a daily basis. I also lost 2 of my students, one to a disease that I recovered from when I was a child, and another to community violence. And over the years, I lost several such children to helplessness, to trauma, to the inability to cope with problems, and to poor decisions. But unfortunately, to the outside world, these simply look like poverty and suicide and crime. More than 1 billion children and young people in the world experience multidimensional poverty and lack the skills to cope with adversity and learn effectively. In India alone, there are 190 million children enrolled in public schools free of cost, and they can't learn effectively. Most of our children come from a household income of less than $2 a day. I learned how poverty negatively impacts children's well-being, their relationships, their mental health, and their academic performance and their life choices. Poverty is stressful, and our children are too stressed to learn. It's like trying to run a race with a big, heavy backpack on, and you can't learn if you carry this baggage alone. And this is an enormous barrier to learning and thriving. But as a young educator, what could I have ever done to solve this alone? And so I founded my nonprofit Labhya with my co-founders Vedant and Malika, equally young and foolish like me. And we began in 3 schools with 300 children. We knew each of their names. And we started building safe spaces for them in their classrooms so they could reach their full potential. And we saw pure magic. And so our goal became to uplift an entire generation of children. And soon after, a state government decided to believe in us. And with them, we co-created a well-being program that would go on to be mandated across all public schools of that state. And that became our model. So today at Labhya, we partner with Indian state governments to help them mandate and embed a daily 30-minute well-being class across all public schools of the state. So just like our children have a math, science, English class, they have a well-being class. And together with our governments today, we impact 2.4 million children across 22,000 schools. Our programs have transformed the lives of millions of children, and they have enabled better mental health, them gaining critical skills like grit and resilience, and by them learning better. And all of this they're doing while just joyfully and mindfully participating in this daily class and reflecting on their daily lives. Our programs have been recognized globally by First Families, by the United Nations, and supported by global mental health champions like Selena Gomez. But this journey has not been without challenges. You're not old enough. You're not an expert. You've not been here long enough. You do not belong here. This is what has been told to us over the last few years. But these laws have given us the will to fight. Much like Muhammad Ali would say, impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is potential, and impossible is temporary. And so today, I'm sharing with you my audacious dream for our children. And I share this dream with my team, my parents, my family, and most importantly, the children of the world. My dream is that every child has access to well-being because every child needs well-being. And our goal is to impact 30 million children by 2030. And I sincerely invite you to join this global movement for children's well-being. Thank you so much.